Hi guys. I figured it was close enough. I'm like 1 minute early, but close enough. I'm going to go ahead and come on and let you know what I'm going to make tonight. And people can just come on as they arrive. And so first I want to show you, I've been working hard on getting stuff ready for my winter market. And I want to be able to have like little gift baskets for people just to snag, and then they can just gift them from there. And so I thought these cute little buckets, they have all sorts of sizes and everything. This one here is a smaller one. I ended up getting it from Walmart. Oh, it's been a while back. And they were in the clearance aisle for like $1. Now, the other ones that I was doing, they're slightly wider. And I've gotten some at Walmart. I've gotten some at Dollar Tree. You just kind of have to look around. I think I also got some at Goodwill. So thrift stores have them. You just have to kind of keep your eyes open, and you'll find some real good stuff. And this here, it did not come with that on there. So it was just a plain little bucket. And then these are little stickers that I just peeled and stuck it on here. And you can write on it with chalk or marker. So I thought, how cute is that? It can be personalized if needed or wanted. And then this here is just off of a little pick that I got from Walmart. I've used tons of these. This is all that's left on here. But I also ended up with a white one. It has red little, I don't even know what to call those, little dots on them. I've also gotten like little gold. This had like gold leaves and a little gold ball on it, and I just pieced it out. And then for the logs, I ended up using cinnamon sticks because I cannot find where I stuck the rest of these little twigs. And so I just used cinnamon sticks. And the good thing about the cinnamon sticks is it smells so good. So it was a win-win. I'm glad. I'll probably find these later and I'll be able to use them again on a different craft. I'm in the process of moving stuff around, so nothing is in the right spot. So all that I did was I snipped off a couple of these and stuck that in the bucket with him. I like that it just kind of gives a little wintry look. And then these, I'll show you on this one. They start out as this little Santa, and you get them at the Dollar Tree. They had snowmen and elves. All of the snowmen, I ended up taking off all of the scarves. And then for this guy, I took 1.5 scarves. So I have one there, and then I snipped one in half and glued that half to this, so it made it a little bit longer. That way it'll go around him really well. I found with this little hat, it kind of makes him a little chunkier. Instead of keeping him as a Santa, with these little hats. And I got these at Walmart. They were $1.98. It was just a little Christmas ornament, and I thought, oh my gosh, I could make gnomes with those. So I ended up getting 3 of them. I thought, I'll use them somewhere. Well, as I was doing these, I thought, oh my goodness, it will fit really good and make a really cute lumberjack gnome. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we start out, I'm gonna set him aside. So we start out by just snipping off all of the tags from this Santa Claus. And then I also cut a little piece of the faux fur out. I used my little itty bitty beard, and I didn't even go all the way up. So this one is about 3.5 inches long, tall, and about 3 inches wide. I didn't use the whole length. I just want just a small little beard. So it's about 2.5 by 3 little piece of fur. So then what I do is I part it in the center. I just take my fingernails and part it. And then I take one of my medium-sized wooden bead. I get these off of Amazon. You can use any bead though, or if you don't have a bead, you could use a pom-pom. Just whatever works, whatever you have around the house. So then his nose and his beard is all done. And these whip up really, really fast. Now what I did with the cinnamon sticks, they were really long, so I snipped them in half. Now you have to be really careful because when you snip them, they are very brittle and they will fall apart. So very gently, I took my green snips or wire cutters. I took those and very gently cut those, and some of them did break. You'll be able to see where they broke, but that's okay because they're supposed to resemble logs, so it works pretty good, and they smell amazing. So then once those are cut, and I plan on doing 2 of these, and I've already got both beards and all that done. I don't have the 1.5 of this one done. I can do that while we are going here. So this is just that half piece, and I just piece it together. That just makes it a little bit longer, so it'll work a little better for me. And then I'll put the nose on this one. It'll make it go a little bit quicker. And I ended up sticking some of the beads in this little cup a friend got for me. I'll probably end up putting a gnome poking his head out eventually. They're so much fun to make. Okay, so there's that. So that's all done. And I've already taken all of the price tags off of the ornaments there. Take off his price tag since I'm going to do 2 of these. So to kind of doll up the cinnamon sticks, I took little pieces of twine. And then what I'm going to do is wrap that around both sides. They whip up really, really quick. Just have to make sure to let it sit for a bit so it doesn't fall apart, and make sure that you don't glue your fingers or burn yourself. And on the other one, I went around it twice. This one, I think I'm just going to go around it the one time. And then where these meet, I'll put that on the bottom so you won't see that. And I'll probably put where you don't see the glue, I'll put that part to the front. Boy, I've got stringies everywhere. I've been so excited today about this live, wanting to show you guys how to do it. So then there's one. It looks so cute with that, with just that little touch. Sometimes it's the details that really set off your project. Okay, so this side's just about done. I cannot wait until this coming Saturday when we have that winter market. I'm excited to see what everyone thinks of all the goodies that I've been making. And I wonder how many people we're going to have, because they're also having a vendor show at our country club here in town. So I don't know if most people will go over there, or if it'll still work out. I'm excited to see how many people come. Or maybe people will go to both. They'll start at one and then go to the other. After it's over, I'll have to pack up and then go straight to work. But boy, I'm so glad I get to set up for it. I am making a little, I call him the lumberjack. I hope I'm not like being rude by labeling him that, but he makes me think of a little lumberjack with this little hat. And then I will be buying another package of candy canes, and so there'll be a candy cane in this as well. It turns out really cute. So when I'm completely done, this will have a candy cane, and then I'll wrap it in cellophane and then tie a little bow on there. Eileen, thank you. The thing I like about it the most is these are cinnamon sticks. I could have used my little wood pieces, but I couldn't find them. I'm moving stuff around, so it's a little messy in here. But I thought, oh, I have those cinnamon sticks, you know, in my little cubbies. So I figured Christmassy, sometimes they have those pine cones that have the cinnamon smell. I thought, why don't I make the cinnamon sticks into the logs, and that would work out perfect. So that's what I decided, and it worked out really, really cute. Okay. So now the next part's a little bit gruesome. I'm gonna cut the Santa Claus's head off. You can look away if you like. Just know that I will put a piece of felt on the bottom, and then the head will become a Christmas ornament. So I use all of the pieces. So this little part here will have a piece of felt on the bottom, and then I'll put a ribbon here, and it can hang on the Christmas tree. So you get plenty of options there. And then I always tuck that. There's always a little bit of fluff that wants to come out. I tuck that down inside because I'm going to glue this shut. So I put a little bit of glue along that back side and along the front, just because sometimes it'll get stuck on that batting. Just be careful not to burn your fingers. Then you pinch it shut. And you kind of hold it there and make sure that it's not going to pop back open. There we go. Okay, so he's getting there. And then for the hat, it has that room in there. At first I kept thinking maybe I should get a styrofoam ball and stick that in there, you know, and then glue the beard to that styrofoam ball. But I thought, well, I don't want to have too much cost in it. So I'm just going to keep using my little bit of fluff from the pillows. So I just stick. It doesn't take much at all. You just put a little bit of fluff in there. And that's just going to help keep the shape. So before putting the hat on, just going to set that aside, I'm going to go ahead and glue that beard down. And I'm only putting a bead of glue at the top because when I go to put that scarf on, I want to be able to get that underneath. And if I just do the top, then I can lift that beard up. Okay, so there's that. And I always do the scarf last because I want it to go on, I want to be able to see just a hint of it underneath that hat. So this part here, after I have his beard on there, I'm going to go ahead and the tops of the arm, or the shoulders, that's going to go up under the hat as well. So you're just going to see where that's going to sit. You want the front of the hat to touch his nose and to hide the top part of the beard. And so you'll run that bead of glue to the front first, and then you'll glue this back side down. And you just kind of play with it a little bit just to see how you like it on there. Then once you have it where you like it, and it's dried just slightly so it's not going to fall off, then you'll do the side and the back. And I'm just applying the glue to the hat, and then pressing that to the body to where it'll touch. Then I'm just holding it there for a little bit. Make sure it's going to hold. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm not very good at sewing, so I never think of doing that. But that is an excellent idea to use them as your pattern. They end up turning out so cute. And if there's not enough glue where you want it, just go ahead and add just a little dollop. Amanda, I'm doing a little lumberjack gnome. I'm doing this one here. And I ended up getting these little Santa Clauses. They also have elves and snowmen. I don't have any more snowmen left. I ended up making all of those already. But the Santa Claus ones, I thought, oh, I need to make a few more. Well, then I ended up getting these little hats, and I thought, how cute to make a little lumberjack. And then I didn't have any wood pieces offhand. I mean, they're here somewhere, but I'm moving all my stuff around, so I ended up using cinnamon sticks that I cut down to look like the little logs for him to hold. I figured these little goodie baskets, they're always fun. Whenever I go to vendor shows and stuff like that, I always think, oh, well, I wish they would have, something I can just like it's already a little basket of goodies. I can just take it and that's just one quick present. And so I thought, well, I can make up a lot of the snowmen. I use cinnamon sticks and I cut them down. Excuse me. And so they're a little broken on the ends, but I thought that just added character. But boy, they smell amazing. And around Christmas time, you find that they have like pine cones that are cinnamon scented. And then at Dollar Tree, they have the little broom. At Halloween, they had the little broom parts that had cinnamon on there. But I thought, oh my goodness. So this one will even create a little bit of Christmassy ambiance, but he's not necessarily Christmassy, so you can actually keep this one out a little bit longer. Now the scarf, it's just 1.5 of the scarves off of the snowmen that they had, but you could cut a strip of material and just use that, or even part of a scarf. Let's see. So this is 18 inches long. It's about 1 inch thick. But I figured it's the same pattern as the hat, so I had to give it a shot. So all that I'm doing is judging where to put this. And I'll glue down a little bit of the beard over top of that once I get this in the spot that I want. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue up on his shoulder. And then this one is going to go down a little bit, so I'm just going to go a little bit just to kind of tack it down so I know it's going to stay there. I mean, you could tie it in a knot, but I haven't been doing that with all of these. I figured this will work just fine. And just add a little bit of glue there. And I kind of pucker it just slightly. Then I add glue to the rest of this beard. Glue that down. And if you think it's too long, you can always trim it up. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of glue back here. To the back. See, this one's almost done. They whip together so quickly. Such an easy, quick gift. But you know, somebody's going to love it because you put just that little bit of effort into that gift. And I always try to pull all the wispies off. Snip it just a little bit off. There we go. And I don't know about you, but with all my gnomes, I always find that I end up playing with their beards. It's so funny how that works. So I want to make sure where I put the twine on there, I want that to be the bottom. So then when I put these on, I lay him down flat. That way I know where to place his arms. And it's easier to put the glue there so it doesn't glob out everywhere. because you'll want a nice, generous amount of glue to kind of stick in kind of like the little nooks and crannies of the cinnamon sticks. Then you hold it there until it dries, because, or it stays put. Otherwise you run the risk of it falling apart. And then you have glue everywhere. They turn out so cute. Nice generous amount of glue. And on those buckets, I found that little decal, that sticker decal, it doesn't want to stay that well. So I might even put a little bit of Mod Podge on there so it'll stay. Amanda, that's what I was thinking. You know, I thought, you know, he's got that wintry looking hat, so it still works. So he could stay out all winter long. And I like how they have like these little beads or sand or something in the bottom, and then they're just stuffed. But I like that because he can stand all on his own. So if they didn't want to use the bucket, they could just place him up wherever and he's good to go. But I thought for the little goodie baskets, and see these stickers, I might end up having to Mod Podge them, I don't know. And these are just from a little wintry sprig that I got. So then he'll just sit in there. And then I'll add a candy cane and then wrap him up in cellophane. And he's good to go for the market. I'm not going to write anything on here just because I figure whoever purchases them, they might want to personalize it however they want. So that'll be for them. They turn out adorable. And I have to remember to take the little price tags off, because I got these at Walmart for $1 quite a while ago. But that's one thing I always forget, is to take off the little tag. Could you imagine if I got to market and that tag was still on there? That would be horrible. I don't think I'd be able to take the Cricut with me, just because that would be all added tear down and everything. As soon as it's all done, I have to rush out of there and go to work. And if somebody's wanting an initial or something on there, I don't know how busy it's going to be. I'll just let somebody else do their. And I don't know if I'm going to be next to an outlet. It's going to be inside, and I'm going to be up against the wall, but I don't know if I'm going to be near an outlet or anything, so I figured this will work either way. But boy, they turn out so adorable. Let's set him aside. Alright, so I'm going to snip off his head again. That sounds so crazy, doesn't it? this one was kind of attached to the shoulder, so I just snipped or pulled that off of there. And then the heads are going to be made into ornaments. So I will put felt on this bottom to cover that hole, and then put a string on this, and then these will hang on Christmas trees. You don't want to waste any of it. They're just so cute. The faces are so adorable. I mean, you got to be able to use it. Okay, so then you push down that little bit of batting, and then you add your glue to that inside. And then try not to get burnt. Now the snowmen and the elves, the heads are a little bit harder to recycle than the Santa Clauses, because with the elves I like to snip off the ears, and I glue those to the hat so his ears are still there. You don't have to do that. That way you could just use the head as an ornament. It's up to you. But with those, I tend to use, with the elves, I end up taking the nose off, and I reuse those for other crafts. The pom-pom, other crafts. The ears, I use for that. This part here, you could snip it pretty close to where it's attached, and then you could reuse this on something else. And this one actually has the feet. I love that. I kind of wish the Santa had black ones for the boots. I mean, I could add boots if I wanted. Okay. So, I like that these crafts can be as detailed or as simple as you want. It doesn't always have to be, so intricate that it takes tons and tons of supplies. And I love the fact that you can use all the pieces. It doesn't have to have, you don't have to throw any of it away. Okay. And I mean, they look really cute with the regular fur. Now with the dust mops, I was using that for the Santa Clauses. It just gives them a little bit more bushier beard. And then I had done a snowman with the white fur. Oh, the glue sticks, let me see. It's the Surebonder clear glue stick. So this is that's the glue that I use. It's the same brand of gun that I have. So they have all sorts out there, though. They also have the Gorilla Glue. They have all sorts of stuff out there. But my go-to is just that Surebonder. I get all of it at Walmart. And then, of course, I get my discount card. So it's like a no-brainer. I just shop there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you wanted to decorate a little bit more on the hat, you could add stuff to his hat. These I've kind of left really simple because most of my crafts I kind of go all out and I just add tons and tons of stuff. But I've toned it down for him because sometimes simple is better. Oh, Mela, thank you. Alright, then I'm going to glue the rest of his hat down. I get asked quite a bit. I end up having lots and lots of people message me on my messenger page. You know, when's your next live? I want to watch another one of your videos, and that just makes my day. I love that you guys like watching the videos. I like being able to look back on the videos because I was looking into doing the holiday gifting like I do every year. And last year we ended up making oven mitt gifts to hand out. And I did a video on that, so I'll be able to look back on that video and get re-inspired, you know, like some of the ideas that I used on those oven mitts. So I love being able to refer back on these videos. Now remember, you only do that top part of the beard because you can lift this up so you know where to put your scarf. And then you can glue that beard down later. So then I'm going to glue right at the top of his shoulder there. And I kind of pinch it a little bit just so it's not like one big piece of material. Kind of pinch it. Then I also add a little bit down on his chest so it stays put there. Then I'm going to wrap this around the back. Add a little bit of glue underneath there. Then you're going to glue down the rest of his beard. Then I'm going to add a little bit of glue in the back just to hold it in place. I was really excited that I was able to recycle the snowman scarves, because I didn't want to throw them away. I wanted to be able to use all the pieces that I took off. Alright, then you keep him on his back, and then we're going to put these cinnamon sticks in his arms, making sure that where you put the twine or whatever you use, you could use yarn to tie it. You could even use wire if you want. But where you first put it on there, I'm going to have that to the bottom. I'm just going to place it where you want it. Put a nice generous amount of glue there so it can go into the nooks and crannies. And then just hold it in place for a little bit. Make sure that that sticks. If you get too ahead of yourself at this point, the glue just oozes everywhere and makes a big, big mess. So at this point, you just have to kind of take your time, make sure the glue stays where you're wanting it. And it also helps having him flat this way. It's not going to drip down. So it's going to stay right inside all those little nooks and crannies of the cinnamon sticks. It's kind of a bonus of all the holes. Those holes will help, that glue will go inside the holes and help keep those sticks in place. He turns out so super cute. I really like how well they put these little dolls together for the Dollar Tree. I mean, for $1, that's pretty sweet. If you notice, the little touches, you know, they wanted it to look like a button. It actually has little itty bitty buttonholes. So, I mean, they did a really good job, because when that shows, you know, at the bottom, it's going to look like a little button. I can't believe how cute these end up turning out. And the doll was only $1. Well, 50 cents now because it's minus its head. The head is an ornament, and then the body makes another one. So technically the body's only 50 cents. And it's so awesome that it can stand all on its own. Yeah, I like the sticker on this one too. As I was cleaning and organizing, I found these little buckets just yesterday or the day before. Here I had gone out and I purchased other buckets. Oh, Eileen, I'm glad you're back, though. I don't know, sometimes our internet does that here too. There was one time I was watching a replay and it glitched so much in that replay. I didn't even notice when I was doing the live. I like that everyone bears with me though. And I'm so glad you guys popped back on. I love having your guys' feedback. So what, I started at 6:30, so it's almost an hour, and most of it was just me talking about what all we were doing. And I already had these snipped and glued together, so that saved a little bit of time. But yeah, they go so quick. Now, when I cut my fur, I should show ya. When I cut my fur, I always make sure, you can tell I've made lots and lots of beards. I try to use as much of it as possible. Now when you go to the store and you have them cut your beards, I know a lot of you probably have seen this. Do you see the mistake? I wish they would cut the beards better because it just goes straight across. If they would just cut the backing only, you'd be able to use every single piece. So after the hat, you missed the scarf part. So after you glue the hat down, you just wrap that scarf around and you lift up that beard because at that point you only glue that top portion. So you'll lift that beard up and put that scarf underneath it, and then you'll glue it down, and then also glue it a little bit to where it dangles down the front. Then you glue that beard the rest of the way down. And then you also add a little bit of glue back here so the scarf will stay put. And then once you have your scarf on, you lay him down flat on his back. That kind of helps with the drippage. If any of the glue is drippy when you go to put it on his hands, it's going to stay right here and it's not going to go dripping down your project. So then you just do a good amount of glue on one hand and hold it into place. Kind of make sure that it gets into all the little nooks and crannies. Once that's dry a little bit to where it's not going to go anywhere, then you glue the other side and hold it just for a little while. You got to kind of be patient with that part because you don't want it falling, because the cinnamon sticks do have a little bit of weight to them. So if it's not dried enough, when you go to stand him up, the weight of the cinnamon sticks are going to pull on his hands, and then you'd have an oozing mess. So I say just be patient and take it a little bit slow, and it works out great. And then he fits perfect in there with a little bit of sprigs behind there, and then a little candy cane in there. And then I figured I would move on and show you, because I had already had the beards cut, and so a lot of people don't know and they just snip straight across. Well, that is what the person did at the store. They just cut it straight across. So that's not going to give me a very good beard at the very bottom. So what I do is actually this, I'm going to go up here. So I'm going to be missing this much of my beard, but that's okay because on these you don't need tons and tons on there. So I hold it like this, And I take my small scissors. Now, I used to take my knife and cut it on the table. But I've gotten it to where I've got it down to a science where I can use my little snips. You're going to go and just cut the backing. So I'm not cutting all of that fur. The blade is going really close to the backing. And it's going to be as close to that backing as possible. So when I'm going to this side, you can't see my blade because it's just on that backing. Then I just snip. So then I've got it cut, and you'll see when you pull it, it's not going to snip off all of that hair. And this way of cutting the beards, there's less shedding. When they just snip it, like they do at the store, tons and tons of shedding. If they would just take those scissors and just do that backing, you know, and not, I mean, you can use your big scissors, but just do the backing. It would make such a better, see? It would make such a better cut. Now this is straight across, but that's just because they cut it that way. If they would have just cut that backing, I would have had a really nice edge. Maybe I should give them tips. But I suppose if they're in a hurry too, they're not going to want to take their time and do that as well. And then I keep all of my scraps too, because like this little cup, I plan on having, I'll fill it with foam, and then I will put some kind of topper on there. Maybe I'll make it look like a cappuccino or something. Oh, maybe I will use this for my Harry Potter tree. I'll make it look like it has butterbeer in it. Change of plans. That'll work. Maybe I'll put a gnome in there too, just to throw a gnome on my tree. But it's going to be a Harry Potter tree at work. But yeah, I'll put foam in there first, and then I'll decorate this top. Maybe I'll have a gnome poking out. When I do that, I use a really big wooden bead as my head. And then I put a beard on it, and I use a lot of the little scraps. So I don't throw my scraps from my beards away, because you just never know. Like this little piece of red, it could be used as Pennywise hair. The little part that goes on his forehead, this would work. And it's just a little snippet, just a little leftover piece. I save those. And it's just in a little bucket. This one could actually be used for the elf, and it'll sit here. And when I was comparing the height by snipping off their heads, it still sounds weird. You get a shorter gnome or a shorter Santa Claus. But I mean, they still turn out so cute. And I love how this was not glued all the way down. That way I can use this again. I can use the top as an ornament and the bottom for a gnome. And for the Santa Clauses, I got these buckets from the Dollar Tree. So each bucket's $1. And then the body is 50 cents because the head's going to be a different ornament. So that ornament's 50 cents and the body's 50 cents because it was $1 as a whole. Now when I put him in here, where are they at? I want him to hold something. And they have these extra pieces. I don't know what they're called. But you just wrap these around itself. And then you have a wreath for the Santa Claus to hold. And I had done a live doing the Santa Clauses not that long ago. And then I just dolled up the bottom. And then of course I used the big chunky fur and the bead around his arms, so he actually looks like a nice fluffy Santa Claus. So I'll be doing these a little bit later. I have 2 Santas to do and 2 elves to do, and then I think I'm done with those, and then I will move on to maybe something else. I had made a snowman, just the head, out of a candle holder. It was almost like a lantern of some sort, and it's silver metal. It had, the top part looked like a hat, and then it had 4 or 6 little sides, and then inside it had a little spot for a candle. Well, I E6000 a nutcracker would be good. Good idea, Eileen. I'll have to look into that because I have one more Santa there and this one here that's not cut yet. Maybe I'll do 2 of those. But that snowman head, I glued a little bowl to where the candlestick would go so I can put a bigger candle in it. And then I just took the sleeve of a sweater and covered that whole thing to make it look like a snowman. It turned out super cute. I'm hoping somebody will like it at the market. I'm sure they will. But I made it to where you can have it lit up on the inside, so it works out really good. I'm probably not going to stay on here too much longer. I mainly just wanted to hop on, do a quick live, showing how I did the lumberjack ones. They turn out so cute. And so fast. I just cannot believe how quick it goes. And then today, I had helped a friend do their store window in gnomes. So I'm just making gnomes all over. I love it. Love it, love it. So I think I'm going to get off. Make sure you do that. And I also noticed I'm at 944 followers. So when I reach 950, that blows my mind. When I reach 950, I'm going to draw a name. I have an app on my phone that just automatically does it. And whoever I draw is going to receive a little bit of sunshine from me. Just because everybody needs a little bit of sunshine, especially right now. When I reach 1,000, and I say when, because I'm going to be positive, but it just blows my mind that that's even an option. But when I reach 1,000, I think I'm going to draw 4 names. Normally when I reach the hundreds, I draw 2. but I think 1,000 is pretty big. So when I reach 1,000, I'm gonna spread some sunshine to 4 people. It seems to happen so quickly, and it just blows my mind that everybody watches the videos and loves us as much as I do. I love chatting with all of you, and all of the crafts end up turning out so amazing with your help. So I'm gonna get off here. Maybe do some more organizing and some more crafting. Maybe wrap a few of these up. Get ready for that market. And work the rest of the week. Hopefully your guys' week goes good. And just keep checking back on my page. When I have a moment, I'll try doing another live at some point. I do work the rest of this week. So my next day off, I don't even know when that's. I think it's Sunday, but I'm not sure. Or no, it's this weekend. But maybe I'll do another live this weekend. Just keep checking back on my page. So I will see you guys later. I hope you loved this craft as much as I did. And have a great week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.